Round one, that is, starts Thursday. So, Lawrence, do you want to start us off with your number one pick since you are the resident Carolina Panthers fan? The honor is all yours, my friend.
Yeah, this is pretty much done deal, simple, clear cut. Don't be stupid. Just take Bryce Young. I mean, if everything they talk about in the media is the way they say it is, and he's he's a great asset. He's a good person and all this. I mean, that's cool and all. Guy played really great at Alabama. Nick Saban talks really great about him. Nick Saban doesn't talk a lot about his former players past a certain point, and he's continued to talk about Bryce Young. So, I mean, come on, let's just be realistic. Bryce Young, done deal. If you get C.J. Stroud, I'm not mad. I would be a little mad to get Anthony Richardson. I mean, come on, we need to have a fighting chance. I mean, our defense is good enough to keep us in games. We just need a quarterback that can give us a fighting chance. And if you're trying to teach him on the fly as a rookie this coming season, then you take away our chances of winning games that are winnable for us. So I just think, looking at it in that perspective, that's why I would take Bryce Young. He gives you the best chance to win at a younger. And even if he doesn't, pan out, I mean, we wish you can get some good years out of him.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I have Bryce Young going number one overall too. In my eyes, he's just the best quarterback in this year's draft. CJ is definitely a very good prospect, and I like, some of the tangible stuff that I've seen on film, plus some of the intangibles that he has as far as leadership, decision making, the ability to just think of things on the fly. But I just think Bryce Young, from what I've seen with my own two eyes from 2 years of watching almost every single Alabama game, the kid is off the charts. Even though a lot of people are worried about him being a little small. I mean, he's only 5'10", about $185. I don't think that's really a deal. You guys have a decent O-line. As long as the kid can survive a whole season in the NFL and not, get destroyed like my guy Joey B got destroyed his first year, I think he's fine. As long as if he can get through one season healthy, I feel like he's meant to be, he's going to be easily a top 10 quarterback in the near future.
So then the next one up, you got Houston. Who do you think goes to Houston then?
Yeah, I mean, with all this C.J. Stroud talk, and unfortunately some of these, they're not even analysts, just former wannabe analysts who have podcasts now. They want to kind of slander this kid's name, and it's kind of led to his draft stock falling, which I feel really bad about. But I mean, before even all this, draft stock of CJ sliding, there was rumors were starting to build about Houston taking a defensive guy. And when I looked into it, it really made sense for me. So I'm going to go Houston takes Will Anderson.
Will Anderson, huh?
Yeah.
I'm still going to go with the C.J. Stroud pick. I just don't see how they could pass up a quarterback. Yeah, I know that's a little set standard, like everyone's doing that. But that's just who I think Houston needs to go with. It's just, I don't know how much of a groundbreaking change your whole team Will Anderson does for you. I think he's going to be great. I think he's going to be good. I don't think he's
good.
I don't think he's going to be like, what Houston had at one point in their, I guess, franchise like J.J. Watt. I don't think he's going to be anything quite like J.J. So, and J.J. can, change your entire team around. There's something you can change your whole team around. I think you got to go C.J. for the fact that there's a chance you can change your whole team around him. I mean, you can't think that you're going to go again into the season with Davis Mills. I mean, what more do you need the guy to like try to prove? I don't want to say I've seen enough, but I've seen enough to know that it's probably not the show for him. So I would just go with whatever gives me the best chance to win. And I mean, I want to win. That's
Yeah,
just me.
but just looking at Houston objectively, even with CJ, I think they're still going to lose a lot of games. So,
At
in
least
my
you
eyes,
can fight in the game.
you do. He will give you, a puncher's chance in probably all your games next season. But if you're going to be bad, might as well be bad and join the Caleb Williams sweepstakes next season, which I'm pretty much having Houston right back as a top 1, top 2 pick next year. So that's giving me reason to just, hey, go defense. Will Anderson, like you said, he might not be JJ Watt, but if he can give you like double-digit sacks, hey, that's all you can ask for a top 2 pick, and hope the kid stays healthy and can give you production down the line. But with their new head coach who loves defense, I feel like he's probably going to try and, reimagine defense his way.
Mm-hmm.
But moving along, let's go with number 3, the Cardinals. Who do you have the Cardinals selecting?
So then that's when Will Anderson gets picked. I think they
Okay.
go Will Anderson just because he's the best one on the board. I think the Cardinals are one of those teams that's going to take the best on the board. If Will Anderson gets picked up by Houston, they're not going to go C.J. Stroud. I don't think, obviously. If Houston was to take Will Anderson, then I would probably go Devin Witherspoon. They probably take him. I think
Mm.
they probably stay away from Carter from Georgia,
Yeah.
just because it's a brand new coach. So he's trying to mold the locker room into his what he wants. So if I'm going to try to mold my locker room, I don't need bad boys coming out the rip. I
Yeah.
need I need a little bit more mellow nature, mellow tone in my locker room, so I can put my stamp on it and kind of have whatever I say goes kind of mentality, which is fine. I mean, coach, you should be able to say whatever I say, or it's the highway to an extent, as long as you can keep the respect of the guys in the room. And if you made it that far as a coach and you can't get respect in the room, it's a little scary. But yeah, I think I would just go Will Anderson if I'm Arizona and he's there. You're going to get something good out of him. Uh, Kyler Murray's going to be back, so, and then you're giving Kyler Murray, I guess a little bit more of a fighter's chance on offense. He's not going to have to keep digging themselves out of holes, or he's going to have to keep fighting into games. Like maybe they can keep the lead in games, or maybe they can, stranglehold another team's offense, and Kyler can light them up.
Yeah. I'm going to have to agree with you as far as the Cardinals taking the best available. And, the fact that I already have Will Anderson going number 2 leads me to believe that the kid out of Texas Tech, Tyree Wilson, is going to be the 3rd pick. His draft stock has been rising the past couple weeks. Just looking at some of his film, he's very, very good as well. I think they, like you said earlier, they stay clear of Jalen Carter, even though he's probably the top prospect or probably the second best. I think they stay clear. The new head coach doesn't want to kind of start with I guess it's controversy is what you would say, drafting that kid who has, the incident that happened after his national championship win at Georgia. Cardinals need the best player available, particularly on defense. So it wouldn't make sense to draft CJ when you already have Kyler. That would just piss him off. So go defense, get the best one available, preferably not Jalen Carter. And yeah, so I guess let's move on to number 4. We have the Colts. Who do you have the Colts selecting? I know they have a lot of Will Levis hype with them. Who do you think they go for?
I do believe the Colts go Anthony Richardson.
Oh, okay.
I think they're going to go with the So the reason why I say they go Anthony Richardson comes all down to the fact of their division. Um, I think with almost any half decent quarterback, you can fight your way around that division. I mean, Tennessee's not that scary. Let's see, Tennessee's not that scary, but Houston's bad. And basically, all you have to do is compete with Jacksonville, and Jacksonville's young enough where you can steal a game or two. Well, not a game or two. You can steal a game from them. So let's be realistic. I think if you get Anthony Richardson, you can have him develop, and you can still win maybe enough games to fight the Jaguars for it, because the Jaguars are going to have the harder strength of schedule, and the Colts are going to have a much easier strength of schedule because just the fact the way they finished in the division. So I think that's one way to the Colts you can look at it. It's like, oh, we can maybe fight with Jacksonville at the end of the season, and they're going to play harder teams the entire year, and we will be playing the easier ones. I mean, outside of that, like, okay, Houston's going to give you problems defensively, but offensively they probably won't. And then we don't even know Tennessee's going to keep Derrick Henry. They even try to trade him sometimes. He was on the market. Is he on the market? We don't know. So
Could be.
I just think that division is very up in the air. Probably Jacksonville's division to lose, but Anthony Richardson, you can let him develop, and you can almost probably get a puncher's chance at it, like you said earlier.
Yeah. And I would have gone Richardson had I, had my draft similar to yours, but seeing that CJ has slid to number 4 for the Colts, I feel like it would be foolish for them to, pass up on him. So I have CJ going to the Colts at number 4. I guess it's the best case scenario for the Colts because you hope for Richardson and you get CJ. It just sucks that the kid's draft stock is kind of slid from being like a 50-50 shot of being the first pick to, at my projections, having him as 4. But the Colts, like you said, it has a puncher's chance in the division. If they get CJ, he can start day one and he can come in and you will be in a lot of games because, like you said, you have the weaker of the schedules in that division. And it's basically Jacksonville is, I guess, the powerhouse to beat. So you just got to hope you can steal one game from them and then slip into that wild card because, I mean, I don't have them winning the division, but if you can beat the team you're supposed to beat, steal a game from Jacksonville, slip into that wild card spot, hey, that would be a successful season in my eyes. And then he's only going to get better from there. So same like Bryce Young, if he can just stay healthy, make it through a full season, and you see nothing but good things and things that can, be, improved upon, I think he has a bright future and easily a top 10-ish quarterback in the near future. Because the kid has all the weapons. He just needs, talent around him. So Colts go CJ Stroud at 4. And moving along to wrap up at number 5, who do we have? The Seahawks, who get the pick from the Broncos. Who do we have the Seahawks selecting?
Davon Witherspoon. We're going to go with that one at Illinois. It came down between him and Christian Gonzalez.
Okay.
I went Witherspoon just because he's more physical. I just know that that kind of defense that Pete Carroll runs there, he likes more physical corners, more physical guys. I mean, he literally had the Legion of Boom at one point. So I'm going to go Witherspoon. And it kind of comes down to the fact that, okay, so they have Jamal Adams, okay, safety from strong safety, locked. Free safety, they could probably improve on. But on one side of the field, you got the young guy, Oh man, I forgot his name last time, and I'm gonna forget his name this time too. Woolen. He's great. He's doing a great job.
Okay.
So if I can get two guys to do a great job, then I'm doing wonderful. Because you got to think about it. You look around that conference. Well, look around that division. I mean, you got Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, and Brandon Ayuk on one side. So you got to think to yourself, that's deadly. I need two corners at least to just match up with that. Then you also got Lockett and DK Metcalf. So I kind of need a really physical guy to go against DK. And then I need someone to compete with Lockett. Well, Lowell can compete with Lockett, and you got Witherspoon to compete with DK. It's one of the reasons why I didn't go Christian Gonzalez, just because if Christian's going to have to compete with Christian's going to have to compete with either Lockett or DK. Christian's going to have to go with Lockett just because he's not as physical, which I don't know if you want that to happen. I think you'd rather have the more experienced guy on Lockett just because he's just such a good route runner, just pure route running ability in general. And then lastly, in that little division, you got the Cardinals, and although they don't have the most deadly weapons on that secondary, at least they'll let you run man coverage with zoning linebackers to cover Kyler. So if I can just lock down whoever they got, and I can just have one guy sitting there watching Kyler the whole game, I'll enjoy that ability way more. Whether it's dropping Jamal Adams to watch Kyler the whole game, just certain different things that they can do if they get just double corners. And I think it really has to come down to the fact that the 49ers, I need at least two guys if I'm going to play the 49ers multiple times, twice a year. I'm going to need two guys. It's just simple as that.
Yeah, I think for me, when it came to the Seahawks pick, I was bouncing between do they want to take Anthony Richardson, because at this point he slid down to 5, and the Seahawks need a quarterback for the future. I know that they re-signed Geno for 3 years, but realistically, Geno's probably going to play this year and probably one more. So they have to kind of look to see who do they want to go with moving forward. And Richardson would be a good pick for them. But I think for me, Pete Carroll, he loves his defense. He's currently rebuilding his defense. So it only makes sense for them to go with the best defensive player available. And I know the Cardinals passed on this guy, but I have Jalen Carter going 5. Even with the controversies, he's still one hell of a talent. And Pete Carroll's the guy to kind of, show his, veteran leadership as far as coach. He's well respected, has a Super Bowl under his belt, so can't really question a coach who's been there, done that at the highest level. I think he's going to get this kid, under his arms, show him the ways of the NFL, keep him on a good track and moving forward. And I think the kid's a stud. So, as far as career goes, he can probably have a very, very good career, especially in Seattle where, defense is kind of like their calling card. I know it hasn't been the past couple seasons, but, in the process of rebuilding, he can be like that cornerstone piece that kind of sets the tone for like a new Legion of Boom, but it might be for the defensive front. And he can be like that first key guy that kind of, can be very integral for that, development. So I got Jalen Carter going number 5. And hello there, and welcome to the MTL Sports Podcast. Thank you for watching this video clip of one of our most recent episodes. Please drop a like, drop a comment in the comment section below, and also please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and also hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date with the most recent MTL Sports Podcast content. For those that don't know, we are also available on Spotify for those who listen audio only. Once again, thank you so much, and this is the MTL Sports Podcast. You whip up my appetite.